runners? This is Shappy here with you. Thank you for tuning in, and please like and subscribe. Today I'll be talking to you about one of my favorite subjects, and that's new releases. So there are several new running shoes coming out. I'm going to talk about 4 of them, and I'm going to be trying out 3 of them. I don't have them in yet, so I can't tell you, but I'm very excited to get them in. Now, when a new shoe comes out, you expect several different things. First of all, if it's an original, if it's a brand new shoe, that's kind of rare these days. Most shoes kind of try to keep the same name. Think of your Saucony Triumph. The 24th version was so different from the other ones. It's a completely new foam, new feel, but yet they still kept that name, and it's a great shoe. All right, we have the Mizuno Wave Rider 30 that just came out. Again, a lot of different aspects to that shoe, completely different, but a great success. But people are going to trust it more because they know the name. They know what to expect with a Wave Rider. All right, you have all the Ghost editions from Brooks. You have, let's see, what else is doing a lot of them? The Clifton. That's the really confusing one. They came out with the Clifton 11, and then they came out with the Clifton Pro. They should have just called it a whole new shoe, and it would have been a lot more successful. All right. So one shoe I want to talk about is going on for a while, and that's New Balance. And they're coming out with what's called the New Balance SC Rebel V1. So here's a picture of it, and this is what I will be talking about. Now, it's cool looking. I'll admit, it's different. I'm not the biggest New Balance fan. And I think the reason why I'm not the biggest New Balance fan is the reason they're making this shoe and the next one. They're making these shoes because they're tired of being the everyday runner brand. They want to have an edge to them. They want to be a brand that's like, hey, grab this shoe and you go fast. Don't get me wrong. They're going to have their 1080s, their 860s, their normal Rebel line that are a friendly shoe. But with these next ones, they're really pushing more than they ever have before. So the SC Rebel V1, they kept the name Rebel, which is one of their daily trainer lines. A lot of people like the shoe. I find it too soft, but it is a good, solid daily trainer. However, from what I understand, is the new SC Rebel V1 is more like the SC Trainer. And so it's actually replacing that shoe. Now, for my comparison's sake, I'm not going to talk about the Trainer because they want to put the name Rebel on it. So let's talk about the Rebel. All right, so the first thing they did is they really took off the weight. The new SC V1 comes in at 218 grams in a men's size 9, whereas the normal Rebel comes in at 230 grams. So they chopped off the weight. That's already making it more aggressive. It's making it faster. Anytime you can get some weight off, so that is a thumbs up. All right. You have more stack in the Rebel V1, the SC Rebel V1, that has a 40 millimeter heel and 36 millimeter forefoot, giving you a 4 millimeter drop. That is a very aggressive drop. Not a lot of shoes go that low. So that's definitely not a beginner-friendly drop. Typically, you want to see for a beginner runner somewhere from that 8 to 10 range. Maybe 6, but not as much. Typically, 8 to 10 you expect for beginners. Now, that being said, the old Rebel had a 35 in the heel and 29 in the forefoot millimeter, giving you a 6 millimeter drop. So the SC Rebel V1 is adding a lot more foam into it and taking away 2 millimeters of stack out. All right, so what else do we have? Here is the big difference. So the original SC, they're so alike, but nothing alike. The original Rebels use a fuel cell foam. That's kind of like a mix of PIBA and EVA. Now, that's going to be that's kind of like giving you a soft feel, a little bit of spring back to it. The PIBA's getting you back, rebounding you. That EVA is giving you that soft cushion. However, in the Rebel V1, they're using their Infineon foam. Please do not get this confused with the Infinium that's they used in the 1080. It's probably the same material, but or made the same process, but it's not the same. So this one is going to be an ATPU foam, and the big difference is they're going to have a carbon plate inside it. Or, I'm sorry, carbon infused plate, meaning it's not a full carbon plate, but it has aspects of carbon in it. How do they do that, you ask? I don't know. I don't know. But there's going to be a plate in it. So what do I hear so far about the shoe? I hear it can be pretty fast. I hear you can use it easily for a race day shoe if you want something with a little more comfort to it, something like that. I hear it is a rotation buster. What that means is that that's a shoe that you can do everything with. You can use it for long runs, daily runs, speed runs, and racing if you wanted to. All right. And also, one thing I'm worried about, but I'm really hoping it doesn't bother me, is I hear the shoe is a lot more tight fit. It's going to be more constrictive on the foot. That still goes with it being a more aggressive shoe. With that race-like fit, you expect a tighter feel. So that doesn't sound great for me, but I'm going to give it a shot. I can't wait to try it out. So that will be the SC Rebel V1, and I believe I saw it'll be on sale August 6th. Oh, and of course, that's coming in at a price tag of $200, whereas the original Rebel, or their Rebel lineup, was coming in $140. Now, I will say I do not think this shoe is taking the place of the Rebels. The Rebels will still be out there. They will still be available. But the SC trainer is going away. So if you want just an easy, normal daily trainer, I believe the Rebels should still be coming out, and I'm sure they're going to do something pretty different to that shoe when that is announced. Speaking of announcements, we're going to continue with New Balance. New Balance is coming out with the SC Elite V6. Now, again, that shoe has a reputation I think New Balance wants to get away from. That is the beginner shoe. That is the shoe that everyone says, hey, do you want a beginner marathon shoe? Do you want something stable, something good but not very competitive? Then get the SC Elite V5. And there's nothing wrong with that. Honestly, I would, like, if you're New Balance, lean into it. Go, like, be that company, be that shoe. Because you're going to get a lot of people, and I know a lot of people that have a lot of success with that shoe, a lot of people who have used it and are like, okay, this is great. This is a great starter shoe. Now, that being said, it's an arms race. You want the fastest shoe. New Balance, I'm sorry, you're never going to be able to compete with Nike, Adidas, Puma, getting to the fastest shoe. I just don't see it. You guys are not made up that way. It's no insult to you. You're a very accommodating, beginner-friendly company, in my opinion. But let's talk about the differences between the SC Elite V6 and the V5. All right, so they managed to shave a good amount of weight off. So coming in the V6, they have 6.4 ounces compared to the 7.4 ounces of the V5. So good amount of saving, already more aggressive there. Now the drop is completely the same, 40 millimeters in the heel for both and 32 millimeters in the forefoot for both, with an 8 millimeter drop for both. All right, so again, the V5 used a PIBA-based fuel cell foam, and they have changed that now to the ATPU foam that they're calling their Infinion foam. And of course, they're adding a newly designed carbon plate. What have I heard so far? I've heard this. Again, tighter fitting, a lot more aggressive, a lot stiffer, and some people are saying, like, it looks like that there's a lot less foam underneath the forefoot. than before, despite it having the same drop. So I'm not sure about why that they say that, but a lot of people say it's a very snappy ride. And they say it, probably New Balance doesn't want to hear it, but it's still that marathon shoe that is more approachable. So it's still got that feel to it. But that being said, it's going to be a lot better for your top end speeds. It is a vast improvement if you're looking for it in that sense of way. But in my honest opinion, if you're trying to find the fastest shoe, you're not looking at New Balance. All right. So that brings us to another company which actually has a very similar problem as New Balance, and that's Brooks. Coming out is a Brooks Hyperion Elite 6. And every time, every iteration of that shoe, they're making it better and better and better, but it just never stood up to the other shoes. Brooks is that company that has the Ghost line, the Glycerin, and they're a very beginner friendly company. Great for that entry point shoe. That person just getting started to running. No one really has, at least that I know, doesn't really put the Brooks into their rotations. Now there are people who really like the Elite 5. I completely understand that, but again, you're not getting a top-notch racer. So what is new in the Elite 6 compared to the Elite 5? So lighter, but not by too much. It's 6.9 ounces in the Elite 6 and 7.1 ounces in the Elite 5. So that gives you 198 grams in the Elite 6 and 201 grams in the Elite 5. Whew! This is some hard stuff. All right. So differences. We are going more forefoot on the drop. So we go in the Elite 6, 40 in the heel, 33 in the forefoot, giving you a 7 millimeter drop. Whereas in the Elite 5, you had that 40 millimeter in the heel, but a 32 millimeter in the forefoot, giving you an 8 millimeter drop. So I'm really hoping, from what I hear, that extra foam in the padding gives you much more bounce. And of course, it's an all new DNA gold midsole, which I hear is soft but a lot snappier, and it's soft for Brooks, so it still might feel firm, but not terrible. Everyone's saying it is a great looking shoe, and it's their favorite version of the Elite 6. So I have that pre-ordered. Sadly, I'm going to be away when it's delivered, so I have to wait a couple weeks to see it. But when I get home from my trip, I'm hoping to see 2 to 3 boxes. One of them will be the SC Rebel V1, and the other will be the Hyperion Elite 6. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm hoping for another one to show up, and I'll make a video about that, but there's a chance it might be here before I go away. Speaking of going away, you're probably sick of me by now, so let's move on to the last shoe. And the last shoe, I am going to say, I have a feeling this is going to be my dream race shoe. This is going to be the one I go with. After all the carbon infused, I know I've said it before, I've said it to myself before, but I really have a good feeling about this shoe, and that will be the Topo Specter Elite. If you're a running fan and you like the shoes, you'll know that the Topo Specter 3 is up top there with being one of the shoes of the year, if not the shoe of the year. It's absolutely incredible. I can't believe Topo made it, but you have that ATPU foam, a beautiful rocker, super light, super fast, great bounce to it. I love the anatomical fit. There's so much space for my forefoot up there, but yet it still holds your foot very well. I mean, oh, God, like chef's kiss, perfect shoe. And so what do? They doubled down. They made the Elite. And from what I've seen, I don't know a lot of people that have tried it out. I haven't heard too much, but I hear it's fantastic. It's very cushioned. It's very bouncy. I hear similar to the Hoka Cielo X1 3.0. Oh, God, Hoka, you're killing me with these names. But What I'm going to do now is I'm going to compare it to the Specter 3 because honestly, that's the closest shoe that is going to be to the Specter Elite. All right, so of course, we're going lighter. So the Specter 3 weighs 7.7 ounces, whereas the Elite is coming in at 7.1 ounces. Nice little weight shave there, not too much, but still good. Now, interestingly enough, even though I hear it's so bouncy, I guess it's the way they use the carbon, it is the same drop. So you have 39 millimeters in the heel, 34 millimeters in the forefoot. So both are having that aggressive 5 millimeter drop. If possible, what I've heard is that as aggressive as the Topo looks, I should have had it here with me, the Elite is even further up, giving you even more an aggressive a rocker. Obviously, it has the carbon fiber plate in it, and it is the same upper. That is going to cost you, I believe, $250. So that is my most anticipated shoe. That does not come out until August 14th. So I'll probably be waiting till like close to the probably by August 20th, somewhere around there, to get my hands on the shoe. All right, so those are several shoes I'm really excited about. Other ones I'm keeping my eye on, I've heard really mixed things, is going to be the On Cloud Boom Strike 2. Honestly, it sounds good for me because it's like soft, not overly aggressive, but still punchy. So that could really work for me. But I feel it. I feel it inside me that either the Topo Specter Elite, the Brooks Hyperion Elite V6, whew, or the On Cloud Boom Strike 2 are going to be my top race shoes. And that will be just in time as I start my racing. My season starts up September and goes several months. I have a half marathon September, half marathon October, half marathon November. I'm going to do a couple of fun runs with my son in December. Then there's January, February, March. I have a half marathon, and then finally to the London Marathon. And I really hope with all those half marathons in there that'll motivate me to keep going. And hopefully I can keep my mileage up in the cold winter, which is going to be a major struggle for me. I will be ready for the London Marathon, and by then I will have one of these as my top marathon shoe. But we all know I'm lying. They're going to release more shoes that I'm going to want even more. That I'm probably going to try all these other ones. Nike Alpha Fly 4. Not that I am waiting for anything to help. All right, so please like and subscribe. I really appreciate your time for watching. A lot of great shoes coming out. I'm so excited for all of them. So please stay tuned for more reviews. I have some fun ideas to do with my son and my wife. We're going to make videos together, really focusing on the nutritional side of things. So a lot of exciting things happening here at Standout Running. So please like and subscribe. Please do that. It really helps me out. I really want to build this channel up, but I need the support. All right, thank you so much for your time. Again, I think I thanked you guys like 8 times. Oh my God. All right, we're done. We're done. Be bold, be fast, be you. Remember, whether you think you can or you can't, you're probably right.